Smartphones are changing, and they're changing in a very good way. A good example of how smartphones are changing is the new Lenovo Vibe X2. This is the world's first layered phone. So what is a layered phone? Just look at the phone and you'll see 3 layers. But that's not all. The phone can add more layers. So you can have a battery layer on top, which doubles the battery life and makes the phone much more usable. You can also have a speaker layer, which is a JBL speaker layer, which increases the sound output by so many X's. And the company is also working on other layers. We don't know what the other layers would be, but they are coming. The Lenovo Vibe X is also different because it's got one of the best processors we have seen in a long time. It is so good that on the benchmarks we did, it's way above any other phone. It's above the Xiaomi's, it's above the HTC One M8, it's above every other phone, and by at least 25%. So this phone works on a MediaTek true octa-core processor, which is really new, and this processor is not an affordable processor that MediaTek is known for. It's actually a processor which puts them in the same league as Qualcomm and Intel, and this is very exciting because this phone is so fluid when you use it. It does not lag at all. It's so fast. A lot of reviewers haven't liked the Vibe UI from Lenovo, though Lenovo claims that the users have no problem with the UI. The UI is different. It takes some getting used to, but what I like about this is that on the lock screen itself, you get to see all the apps that you use all the time. So your most used apps are on the lock screen itself, and then you can just open the phone and go inside and use the apps like before. Inside the phone, it's very similar to Android, but there is no app tray where you can see the apps. The apps are all on the home screen itself in multiple pages and saved inside folders. Lenovo also gives you a lot of very good apps that are very usable. The phone also has a very decent camera, and overall this is a very good mid-range phone for under 20,000 rupees. And that's a very good price for this phone, and this phone is highly recommended. So what you saw was not a teppanyaki cutting board. This is the OnePlus One. I'm sure you must have heard about this phone. This phone has almost cult status in the couple of markets that's already launched in this year. So in the US, people queue up to buy this phone online. OnePlus One is coming to India soon. We still don't know when. We still don't know what the price is going to be, but it's going to come to India. And this is a phone that you should be excited about because we think it's going to be a mid-range phone. It has amazing specs. We'll talk about that later. But this is something that you should look forward to. To start with, just look at the matte finish background. The rear flap is so good to hold, so good to touch, that it's never going to slip from your hands. That won't be an issue with this phone. This phone does not run stock Android. It runs something called CyanogenMod. So CyanogenMod is becoming popular. You can download it onto your Android phone also if you want. But it is a very interesting, it's a very different experience using this phone. So this is the home screen. So it gives you multiple themes that you can use. I chose this theme because it's more or less closer to Android and does not really confuse you when you're looking for icons. The icons are much more clearer, they come out. The fonts are different. The fonts are different in each and every app because the fonts have been completely changed by CyanogenMod. Things like the delay screen or if you're waiting for something, even those icons have been changed, and they've been changed in a good way. It's a very refreshing experience using this phone. It could be confusing at times, especially when you're looking for the app tray. The app tray is available only in the first page of the home screen, so you have to click here to go to the app tray. I could not find a way to go to the app tray if you're on a different page. This phone is different also because it comes with 64 GB inbuilt storage, and at the mid-range pricing, that's going to be a great feature for a lot of people. It's also got high-end specs. I don't want to bore you with the specs, but you'll see that all the specs here, from the processor to the RAM, everything is top-end. The camera is really good. The phone is something that you can use for a long time. Does not heat up. It's been built in such a way that it's almost built like a tank. So you can use it. It's built for hard use, and I think you'll really love the phone. What we can't tell you is when the company is going to enter India, whether they will have service centers. Those things will have to be, have to be seen once the company is here. So, but before then, if you want to look at a phone that's different, that will set you apart from the crowd, then the OnePlus One is definitely a good phone.